What's going on, everybody? Dots Gaming here, and today I'm bringing you guys my top 5 poisons for the Elder Scrolls Online. So you guys just saw my video covering my top 5 potions, and if you didn't, be sure to go to my YouTube channel and check that video out. But now on the flip side, we're going to be covering my top 5 poisons, good poisons for PvP, PvE, whatever you're looking to do. These poisons are going to have you covered. There's like one poison for the most part that's really good for PvE, and besides that, you really wouldn't use anything else. So the rest of the poisons we have listed are for PvP, but still, these are some really good ones, and I'll also have an honorable mention poison at the end. But guys, if you don't see your favorite poison listed in this video, please let me know down below in the comment section what your favorite poison is, as well as how to create it, so that if other people want to give it a try, they can give it a shot for themselves. So we are going to start though with the best PvE poison, and really the only poison you'll see used for PvE content for the most part. And that is going to be what's known as double dot poisons, aka damage health poisons, which have the gradual ravage health and ravage health. That is how to create these. I've seen a lot of confusion online with how to create these, but this is what you're going to be looking for. So it deals 1607 poison damage per second for 3.5 seconds, and then another 1043 per second for 6.4 seconds. This just adds a boatload of additional dot pressure to your opponent over this time. It has about, like I said, 10-second cooldown and 20% application on light, heavy attacks, as well as weapon abilities. But these are your primo PvE poisons because of the amount of DPS that they provide. And you're going to get these from doing either Fleshfly Larva, Nightshade, and Nirnroot, or Fleshfly Larva, Nightshade. I don't think I said Nirnshade. Nightshade and Cornflower. So that's like the main PvE poison you'll see for damage dealers. The rest of the poisons that we're going to have listed are more from a PvP angle, but some of these can add an absolute ton of additional benefit into your build. Now, a personal favorite of mine, and is the poison that I actually run on my Nightblade, is going to be Brutality Poisons. Brutality draining poisons are amazing. Inflicts minor maim to your target and grants minor brutality, reducing your opponent's damage by 15% and increasing your weapon damage by 10% for 5.5 seconds. This is like basically an additional weapon glyph on your character. If you don't have if you don't have a source of minor brutality on your build, this is a really good poison to use to give you that additional weapon damage, as well as reduce the damage your opponent is doing. So it's just an incredibly strong poison, and this is going to be created from Stinkhorn, Blessed Thistle, as well as Columbine. There are other ways to create this poison, but this is the one that I have right here. And you could also combine this effect with others, but if you just want the pure max duration out of the minor brutality, you're going to want to just do the single effect, and minor maim and minor brutality for poisons are basically on that single effect together. So this is going to be the way you put that poison together. Now, the next poison that we're going to have is a bit of a cheesy one. It will definitely make you approximately 0 friends, and that is going to be our resource cost increase poisons. And that is going to be, they're going to be called damage magicka poisons, and they're going to increase the cost of your victim's magicka and stamina abilities by 10% for 6.4 seconds. These poisons will not really give you any respect from your enemies, but they are very powerful nonetheless. These used to be way more potent, just absolutely OP, but now they're just a strong poison to use if you want to basically just, you know, help kind of neuter your opponent's sustain a little bit. So these poisons can be created in a bunch of different ways. We got Emetic Rusula, Scrib Jelly, and Luminous Rusula, Emetic Fleshfly Larva, Whitecap, Emetic Fleshfly Larva, Blue Entoloma, Emetic Rusula, Whitecap, Luminous again, Emetic, Luminous, and Blue Entomola, and then Blue Entomola, Emetic Rusula, and Stinkhorn. And I'm sure there's more ways to create these, but that is the damage version. Now, I'm not going to include this as a separate poison, but on our list, but if you want to maybe take this and also give yourself a little bit of resources back, you can kind of do it in the same vein. You can still run these like cost increase poisons, but you can actually also make it so that they restore these resources to you. But because you're going to be doing that, you'll be lowering the duration of these poisons on your opponent down to 3.5 seconds, down from what they were on the previous poison. So this is going to give you that same effect of increasing their cost, but it's also going to give you 238 magicka per second and 238 stamina per second. So another really good poison to consider, basically kind of on the same in the same vein as the cost increase poisons. And these are going to be from Lady Smock, Columbine, and Dragonthorn, Cornflower, Columbine, and Mountain Flower, Dragonthorn, Columbine, and Cornflower. We also have Blessed Thistle, Cornflower, and Columbine, or we have Lady Smock, Columbine, and Blessed Thistle. Lots of different combinations to make this poison, but these resource cost poisons, they are definitely strong, man. Definitely still strong. Even after the nerfs, they're still very, very good to use. Now, the next poison we have is an incredibly strong one, but also incredibly expensive. Let me make sure I find these. It is Heroism and Vulnerability. And this is going to be created from some of the new ingredients to the game. Oh, I need to do, excuse me, I need to do poison. I did the wrong thing here. It is going to be vulnerability poisons. These are incredibly strong. Incredibly strong. I used to run these on my Stamcrow, and they're very, very good. It inflicts minor vulnerability on your opponent for about 2.5 seconds, increasing the damage that they take by 8%. You also get 2,000 heal absorption on your opponent for 3.5 seconds, and grants you minor heroism for 3.5 seconds, granting you 1 ultimate every 1.5 seconds. You could also, if you want to, just strip away. Oh no, excuse me. The vulnerability and the heroism are one and the same. So these are really, really strong poisons. I mean, getting the minor vulnerability, heal absorption, and ultimate all on one poison, it's a lot. It's a lot to get. So you basically will shut down your opponent's healing, give yourself some more ultimate, and give yourself a small duration of 8% more damage done on that opponent. Now, these are created from Clam Gall, Dragon's Bile, and Dragon's Blood. So these vulnerability poisons are incredibly good to consider. Now, our final poison, before we get into our just honorable mention, is we have, bang, Escapist poisons. Escapist poisons are incredibly strong. Immobilizes your target and grants you unstoppable, rendering you immune to crowd control effects for almost 4 seconds. And this poison will also break you free of ongoing control effects. So if you want to just make sure that you can stay as mobile as possible while dealing damage to your enemies, Escapist poisons will help an absolute ton with that. Just a very, very, very good poison. I don't use these too often anymore. I just don't really have any builds that you know, really need them. But if you do, you know, want to make sure that you can stay as mobile as possible, this is going to be a very, very good poison for you. And they are created with Wormwood and Columbine. And now my final poison, my honorable mention, let me see if I can find it, is very, very simply just Defile poisons. I thought I created these earlier, but I guess not. So very simply, Defile poisons just inflict your opponent with minor defile, reducing their healing taken by 15% for, their healing received and health recovery by 15% for 5.5 seconds. So if you just kind of want to shut down your opponent's healing a little bit, these are a good option, especially if you do play a class like Stamcrow, which has very easy access to major defile. Applying minor defile as well will just make sure that your opponent can just like literally never heal themselves. So very good poison to use. Doesn't quite, I think, crack into our top 5, but it is an honorable mention for our list, and this is created from using spider eggs and mudcrab chin. But guys, that is going to be it for our top 5 poisons today. Like I said, if you have a favorite poison that didn't make this list, let me know in the comment section below. Poisons, I think, can be a little bit more customizable than potions. Poisons, you can make a lot of different crazy combinations with all the different ingredients. You can really kind of mix and match effects depending on what you want for your builds. These were just 5 of my personal favorites, but I'm really interested to hear what you guys have to say about your favorite poisons, what they do, and how to make them in the comment section below. And guys, if you have any questions about these, again, feel free to leave a comment below as well. If you liked this video and found it helpful, smack the like on it. And of course, to keep up to date with the great content we put here on the Dots Gaming YouTube channel, please hit that sub button as well as hit the bell to turn on all notifications for when we post so that you do not miss an upload. So guys, thank you for stopping by today. I very much appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed. As always, I'm Dots Gaming, and I'll see y'all in the next one.